Well, hello, goody people. It's nice to see you again. I hope you miss me because you always know that I always miss you. But yeah, let's get down to it. Tokyo Ghoul episode 3. Tokyo Ghoul Route A episode 3. There we go. Uh, well, this was a great episode. Like last episode it didn't dive that much into action, whatever, but it was still good. Like these episodes that are like almost slow burners are just there to lay out more of the plot for the big actiony cool stuff that's to come later. Which I'm all for that and okay with that because as long as you're doing something with the story and developing it in some way, like making it push forward for something all that much more great, then I'm all for it at any time. Yeah, so we start off with Ayato and Kaneki busting out a ghoul member from Aogiri from the CCG's custody. And it ends up being real cool and actiony and badass. Like that shit was so cool. That's the only amount of action we got in this entire episode, but it was so good. Just very short, very brief, but fun and enjoyable. But they just go in, they take out the police force like nothing, just left, right, just cars just flying all over the place, just trucks in the middle of explosion, whatever. It was awesome. But yeah, like I love this because many times I've addressed the fact that I'm a manga reader and everything, but they kind of address something here that was not addressed quite in the manga. Like it was a thing, but we never got to see it. Okay, basically the person that they do break out from the CCG's custody is Naki and all. And Naki is shown in the manga. He is a character in the manga. He's great. He's funny. He does kind of annoy you, but it just depends on just how much they push with him. Like just how much they go with his personality because he's very exaggerated, as you've seen in this episode, and he might tend to not stop being so exaggerated depending on just how much of him we see. But yeah, in the manga they never showed his breakout. They only showed the character already with Aogiri. As basically they already broke him out and everything, and then we saw him later, and we had a few cross and encounters with him, but we never got to see him being broken out. And this is great. The anime is actually doing something really great because there's a lot of material that is in the manga that is shown here, but clearly, because I'm a manga reader, I know that it's a little bit altered and changed, but those are the events that took place. Those are events that actually happened. It's just the fact that they're slightly altered, and I like that kind of because it's really cool and fun. Like it's kind of a new way to see things, how they unfold and everything, and it's really cool because the whole thing with Nishiki and Toka when they went to Kami University and everything that actually did happen in the manga. It was just a little bit slightly different. That's all, but not that much. Like, it's a bit. And the whole thing with the book signing of Takatsuki, I think the name was of the girl. Yeah, but like Takatsuki, I fell in love with her in the manga. She was gorgeous and beautiful, and she looks waifu material as hell in the anime. Oh man, that glorious, beautiful green hair, and that sinister smile. Come on, you cannot not love that. It's great. But yeah, that thing actually did happen. It just happened slightly different. Like I said, just slight alters here and there, but still great and enjoyable stuff. But yeah, we also I forgot to address that in the beginning of the episode that we did get to see those two shadowy figures that we saw before and everything. Those girls in black and white. I can't wait to see more of them because they're pretty cool. Like, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into some real cool badass stuff. But the thing that I want to point out about them is that it was a bit odd, don't you think, that their kagunes kind of resemble Kaneki's a little bit? As far as I'm aware, everyone has their own very original kagune. Nobody has like the same kagune, unless I don't know, perhaps something that I'm not aware of. But yeah, for any of you who obviously clearly didn't notice that, just trying to point it out and everything. Probably we'll get an explanation later. Hopefully we do, because it'd be interesting. And also they're one-eyed ghouls, so I don't think the theorizing is gonna go that crazy for what it could be, how or possibly what the hell it is. Because I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious to saying. Because well, why not? Same Kagune. Just guess. Pretty easy. I'm assuming. But yeah, we have that bit. And what more occurred in this episode? Oh yeah, the whole thing with the CCG. They're still conducting their investigation and everything on certain events and stuff that happened, and they find out a connection between Kaneki and the eye patch ghoul and the whole thing with Kano and all that other stuff. And it's like it's so crazy. Like they just figured all this shit out with doing a bit of research clearly because you gotta do some research if anything. But yeah, that's another thing that actually did happen in the manga as well. Only it's a little bit different here. Like I said before, it basically the CCG did figure out there was a bit of a connection with Kaneki and ghouls, or that they theorized that he was possibly a ghoul and everything. They weren't quite sure just yet here and there. Like just saying, it's they're conducting an investigation as of now. They don't have anything conclusive, so clearly, they're not like he's a ghoul. It's like he has some affiliation. Probably this is a person we have to investigate just to make sure. Yeah, we have that stuff. Oh, another thing. Crazy fucking Sukiyama. That motherfucker is the most eccentric, craziest, just nut job. And I love him for it. Man, it was so cool seeing him in this episode. I did not see that coming at all. I mean, as soon as I saw that scene play, I was like, I listened really close to it, and I was like, oh fuck, that's Sukiyama's voice. And the way he's talking, I'm like, yep, I know what's gonna happen now, or I assume what's gonna happen now, and it did just happen. He got some information from them and everything, and then he just slaughtered one of them right in the fucking face. That was badass and cool. And then he just goes on his crazy, eccentric monologues and this other bullshit that he always does that we love him for, because he's fucking Shu. He's fucking Sukiyama, the crazy lunatic gourmet ghoul that we all love. And also we see Banjo's group. We see his gang back again, and that's cool too. Because in the manga as well, Banjo's group actually does have affiliations with Kaneki and Sukiyama. And here, clearly, like I said before, it's slightly altered, but it's still there, and I like that. That's really cool and badass. Also, I think I'm gonna dive in a little bit more into Naki and everything. I love the relationship in a sense that he had with Yamori and everything, because he was his little lackey. He was a person that clearly loved him quite a lot. He said Aniki, 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 which clearly means brother, and it just shows how in his tears, his constant tears, and after hearing that Yamori was dead, the shock that he had, he was just quivering, yelling out, and just busting tears all over the place. He was a fucking fountain, if anything. But it just goes to show how much he cared for Yamori, no matter how fucking crazy and insane that motherfucker was. But it just goes to show more of the ghoul side of humanity itself. Like, ghouls aren't heartless monsters like everyone depicts them to be. We know that, but nobody else in this world does. I mean, humankind doesn't know that. They just see them as monsters. But clearly, they are just as much human as we are. They just have a slightly different physiologically. Okay, you know what I mean. They're a little bit physically different than us. But aside from that fact, well, I understand why they're perceived as monsters. They're perceived as monsters as well because they eat humans and everything. They don't. That's the only way of them being able to sustain themselves anyway. We all understand that, but basically, we know that the good. There's some of the. They're not all bad. We know that, but yeah, I think I rambled way too much about stuff, and I talked about just about everything. Uh, did I miss something? I don't think I did. Oh yeah. Also, the talk with Hide and Toka. I love that thing. It also was in the manga. It was great. I loved it. It was fun. I love the little hint that he gave about the Kaneki whenever he's kind of lying or hiding something. He plays with his chin like this. Well, not like that. He just like this. Like he touches his It's kind of like his dead giveaway. He can't fucking play poker or anything like that. He's just gonna. That's his giveaway. People gonna know when he's gonna be lying all this other bullshit. So yeah, there's that too. I wonder what is there more to unfold in the coming episodes, and I want to I just want to see where this goes, and I have some idea of where it's gonna go, but because it's not exactly like the manga, it's slightly altered and all this other stuff. It's a different twist. It's its own original stuff, and everything. But since I know it's written by Ishida himself, I have high hopes and a lot of faith that it's gonna be great, and it's gonna have a good payoff. Good. Probably some people might be pissed about it. Who knows? But I'm just saying I'm gonna keep enjoying Tokyo Ghoul because I'm a big Tokyo Ghoul fan. I love this shit, and I can't wait for the next episode. So yeah, with that said, see you soon. Hopefully something new.